All right, everybody. We are here. It is Chiefs week. I mean, it seems like we got huge rivalry going now. I mean, it's a lot of back and forth all week, back and forth, back and forth. Victory lap, victory lap, victory lap. At least the Chiefs made a nice little video
Yeah,
tweet. Okay, I mean, we're getting this victory lap thing going. I mean, we're getting hyped. Okay, so
keep it going. Keep it going. I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
yeah,
That
so
means the Raiders got under their skin. That's all that means, right?
exactly. So we got a little rivalry
So
week going here. So welcome to Tape Don't Lie, guys. It's Marcus Johnson, BD Williams. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL. Follow BD at BD Williams 18. Make sure you guys are following us, there on Twitter as well. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Tell all your friends about the videos. We appreciate all the love that we get on Twitter, all the feedback, all the comments, everything we get. We appreciate it. All right. So, but this week, it's a big game. Sunday Night Football, first Sunday night game this year. It's going to be pretty exciting. I mean, they canceled the last one against the Bucks. It's kind of a good thing. We want to watch that on Sunday night. So, and that ended up being a blessing. But this one is huge because I think the Chiefs are a little awake this time. I feel like they're awake. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to matter based on the strategy of both teams, but they're awake. They're awake right now, and they're ready to go. So we'll see what's going to happen with that.
yeah, it's telling. We talked about this last go around, like when we did the breakdown of the game, especially like Patrick Mahomes, just his game in general.
Yeah.
We talked about it. It was very disrespectful. Like he was
Yes.
just throwing into triple coverage, like making all these off-platform throws. Like he was like, these guys suck. I'm just gonna, be very undisciplined and try to see if I can get away with it. So I think we'll see a more dialed in Patrick Mahomes, which is probably not the greatest thing for the Raiders' chances. But this team's taking strides, I'd say, on both sides of the ball. Raiders fans might not agree with me, or they might say, oh, yeah, well, they played the Browns and they played, the Broncos, but they punched them. They punched both those guys, both those teams. So I do think that their defense has taken strides. So we'll see, how it shakes out. But I think that obviously we're more optimistic this round.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We're definitely more optimistic this round. I mean, but that's how the season played out. I mean, to be honest, going to that game, they lost 2 in a row. The defense, I was after the Bills game. Like, what were we expecting us to believe after watching that defense that
Right.
game? You know what I mean? So, like, that's not. I mean, I'm not gonna apologize for that, to be honest. So, but I mean, here we are. I mean, it's a big week. Like I said, the rivalry's on because the way these teams are acting this week, it's I haven't seen the Chiefs get this upset about playing the Raiders in a long time. Like, okay, all right. I mean, if that's how it's gonna be. That's how it's gonna be. So, but it's exciting. I mean, we definitely it's gonna be a different type of preview for us since we've already gone through this. You know what I mean? Like, so it's gonna be a little different. You know what I'm saying? So, some of the things you might have seen before, but we're going to go over some of this information, see how maybe we should make sure the Raiders adjust, play different. Should they play the same? We're going to go through some of those things. So go ahead, BD, start us off with a little bit of defense.
All right, so we're going to go over the Chiefs defense. Okay. So yeah, let's just get into it. This is an interesting defense. They have a lot of volume, but their biggest workhorse coverage is 2 high safeties. This is what they use the majority of downs. Okay, and they like to play a lot of man coverage underneath it, and this is something that the Raiders struggled to convert passes against. One way you beat 2 high man, whether it's cover 5 or cover 7, is you got to have a quarterback who can run the ball, okay, and turn some of these open looks into some QB scrambles for some yards, okay. Going back to when the Raiders played against the Chiefs week 5, we see Derek Carr right here. Everyone's covered up, right? And he's got the right idea here. Try to, make something out of nothing here. But weren't able to convert. So they left some, yards on the board last time around. Another way of beating cover 7, cover 5 is play action. Okay, and get these linebackers into conflict. You see the run action. These linebackers, they're keying the run action from the backfield, and they lose this guy going on the drag across the field here, okay? So they weren't able to buy that guy. Now, another thing, just linebackers in general, you got to get these linebackers because they're going to be in man coverage. Okay, so you got to get these linebackers exposed a little bit. This time they're sending Christian McCaffrey on a vertical out of the backfield. That's a tough route for a linebacker to carry. Now, early downs, run downs, they use cover 1 and they use a travel technique. Okay, so this is, pretty standard cover 1 stuff. You see this safety down here in the box. He's got man coverage on this tight end, this H-back. And when that tight end goes across the formation, okay, this safety, this is Juan Thornhill, he'll follow that guy across the formation. And usually that will take him right to the ball carrier 99% of the time, right? This is another example. Daniel Sorensen right now is the travel guy, and he's keying the backfield action, takes him right to the ball carrier. He misses the tackle right there, but you get the idea. This is an adjustment that they use. Now, one way for the Raiders to take advantage of this is to use more play action. You guessed it, play action, okay? And the reason is because the safety's keying backfield action. You're going to get one-on-ones on the outside, okay? Now, this is an example of 2019, and this is an actual run play. That long run play where Josh Jacobs, had 30-yard run, 40-yard run. Okay, now watch Daniel Sorensen. He's got man on Darren Waller, and when Darren Waller goes across the formation, Daniel Sorensen follows him, opens up a huge alley for Josh Jacobs to run the ball. So running the opposite way of the backfield action, that's also one way to take advantage of that look. Now, 3rd and longs, this is a tough down to get into against this defense. They do like to run a lot of cover 0, okay? And they're going to send the house. They're going to make these quarterbacks play QB, okay? And they have a good understanding of where the hot routes are and when to take chances and jump the ball. This is Daniel Sorensen return for a touchdown here, okay? So, quarterbacks, 3rd and long, you got to play actual quarterback. You got to know the command of your offense, know where your hot routes are, and get the ball out quick because the pressure is coming on 3rd and longs. They're going to get into a lot of cover 0 blitzes. This is an example where Josh Allen missed his read here. You see he's got the hot route out of the backfield. For some reason, doesn't let it go and ends up, blowing that chance to convert. The Panthers had a good adjustment to this cover 0 look when they sent Christian McCaffrey opposite the formation, so across the formation. Now, Tyrann Mathieu has Christian McCaffrey man-to-man, but instead of releasing to his side, Christian McCaffrey releases across the formation, hot route, touchdown, okay? Now, you're also going to have some chances, okay, for some vertical shots because everyone's man-to-man, one-on-one, and if the protection can hold, we saw the Raiders take advantage of a cover 0 look, okay, in their first matchup on that long touchdown to Henry Ruggs, okay? So it's definitely going to be tough on the quarterback, but I think Derek Carr is going to be able to do it. Now, the other thing that they do is they love to disguise cover 2. They do an incredible job, and this is a really tough defense. And it looks like they're cover 1 pre-snap or single high pre-snap, but then everyone bails into a cover 2 look on 3rd and long. Okay, and this is a big part of their defense. They do this a lot. Single high safety? No, actually, it's cover 2. Okay, so they are pretty darn good at this, and the post-snap picture changes. This time it looks like, okay, is this a cover 0 blitz? It's the corners who bail into the deep halves, get into another cover 2 look there, and the majority of the plays that go against this are either checkdowns or incompletions, and I really think it's because they do such a great job of disguising and changing the post-snap picture. Okay, now the Raiders actually had a really good play against this week in Week 5. That long catch to Henry Ruggs came against the same look where they're disguising cover 1 or a single high, and they get into a cover 2. So you see this safety here in the middle of the field. Okay, he's right between the hashes, but check out this safety at the snap, bails into the deep half. Okay, and that's a tough position for that guy to be in. It's a long run for him to make. Put some stress on him. So I think the Raiders They've shown that they can take advantage of some of these things, and the cool thing about it is that the Chiefs have continued to put these things on tape since they played last. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not the only thing that they do on third and longs. This is not the only way that they try to stop the run. But I saw enough of it to put it into a breakdown for you guys, for the fans, to show you guys kind of some of their staples. And some of the good parts about it is that the Raiders actually have proven, at least in their Week 5 matchup, that they could take advantage of some of their tendencies.
Yeah, yeah, and you showed us some really good examples there of them taking advantage of those tendencies. Um, some of those looks. The Raiders would be able to beat them over the top. I still think this week. I don't know if they're going to be that daring with the Raiders. Obviously they do it with a lot of teams, obviously, right?
All right.
But I don't know. I feel like that they're not playing with that no more. They got burned a little bit too much. Because nobody else really burned them this year. I know you've been watching it, and I watched it the first time. I haven't seen anybody really burn them like that. Not Josh Allen, not any of the
Yeah.
quarterbacks they played. Nobody's burned them like the Raiders did. So it's going to be interesting how they actually come out and play it. I think they're going to be doing a lot more of that disguising stuff. I think they're going to be disguising a lot more, and probably sacrificing the run this time because they're a little more run focused the first time. They're gonna probably sacrifice that a little bit and try to make Derek Carr beat them, and they probably feel confident that they could stop Derek Carr if they come out to stop Derek Carr. That's why that's my opinion. I think that's going to be their plan, is to let's confuse Derek. We know some of their tendencies of their plays. Let's come out there. We'll try to confuse him.
Yeah. And it's definitely going to be on Derek Carr's shoulders. Obviously you want to see the Raiders get the ground game going.
Yeah.
But, the Chiefs, they're going to score points. It doesn't really matter who they're playing. Okay. Because, even the games where they're close, they're still scoring over 30 points.
I know.
They're going to score no matter what. So it is going to be it's going to have to be an aerial game no matter what. Obviously you want to see the run game get going. Okay, but you want to see the Raiders offense grind out the clock and keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. So the run is going to be involved for sure. But there's going to be just those scenarios where it's third and long and Derek Carr's going to have to make something happen. So yeah, I agree there. And they do an incredible job of disguising. Like if I had to chart a defense like this, okay, like if this is what the Raiders defense looked like, I'm going through some of this film and there's like 5 or 6 instances where I'm like, I have no idea what this coverage is. I don't know if someone's freelancing, if someone's blowing the coverage, or like this is how it's drawn up. Like there's enough examples where it's like this is a mystery. I have no idea what's going on here. So it's got to be tough. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm like an expert. And if it's hard for me, it's gonna be hard. No, I'm not saying that, but it's definitely they do a lot. They have a lot of volume. They run every single coverage known to man, and all the variations therein. All the cover 5 variations, all the cover 7 variations, all the cover 1 variations. They do all that stuff. So it's definitely a high volume defense in terms of their coverage plan. So hopefully, what the Raiders can do as far as like trying to nullify that is grind out some chunk yards on the ground and make them play a little bit more honest with their safeties, because once the run game gets stopped, those safeties, they do everything. Tyrann Mathieu, is he a nickel, right? Or is he a safety? Daniel Sorensen, is he a linebacker or is he a safety? And then Juan Thornhill has incredible range on the back end. So these guys can really do a lot of stuff. So once it turns into a shootout, once it turns into the other team needs to pass the ball to stay in the game, that plays right into this defensive strengths. So staying balanced on offense is the way to go.
Yeah, it's the key, man. It's the key. You guys stay balanced because they're built. That's what they're built to do. They're built to stop the pass, and that's what they want to do. And they want to get into the shootout, force you to pass the football. So you gotta stay as ahead of schedule. You basically got to do what the Raiders did last time, but I don't think that the deep ball is the key to this. That's what they're able to do last time. It'll be interesting if they're able to get that off this time. That's gonna be the interesting part. for me.
It hasn't come in a few weeks here.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying. It hasn't come for anybody else, but but the thing is, it didn't come for anybody else before that either. So,
well, yeah, but what I'm trying to say, sorry, it hasn't come for the Raiders. The
oh, yeah,
Raiders
that's true.
haven't
Oh,
been
yeah,
able
yeah, yeah,
to,
yeah, yeah.
convert these deep passes, and it's not for lack of trying. We have plenty of examples of, misfires, um, miscommunication, drop passes, whatever it is. They're trying to get the deep ball going, but it's been, not a great look last few weeks. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so we'll see if they're able to do that. Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't hold my breath about it. But I do think that there's going to be a lot of opportunities now for Gruden to kind of show, some things that he's been holding up his sleeve, waiting for the second go-around matchup here.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he's been setting up a lot of looks and hoping
Yep.
that, guys like Tyrann Mathieu and Daniel Sorensen, he's a guesser. He's going to he's going to see something. He's going to be like, okay, I'm just going to make a calculated guess right here and go for it. And I think that he can be someone that either he's making big plays on defense
Mm-hmm.
or he's way out of position.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
so I think that you can say that with these guys. So hopefully Gruden has some things that some looks that he hasn't exposed yet, put on film, and
Mm-hmm.
they catch the Chiefs guessing. But yeah, I mean, this guy still got to stay balanced. Still got to get that run game going too.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, man. Good game from Josh Jacobs, Devin Booker for sure, dude, for sure. All right, man. So let's go ahead and get into this offense of the Chiefs here.
What you got for us, man?
You know, I mean, you came with the in-depth stuff, man. I'm just gonna keep it real on this one. It's just gonna be more of a real stuff on here. So let's just start off. This run game that the Chiefs have. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's really nothing special. So it's not something the Raiders should focus on, in my opinion. I think if they'll be able to just use their front four, I think they'll be able to win against the run, especially with all these linemen out. They're not very good at blocking at any. I mean, anybody right now. I mean, look at all the penetrating they're getting. Quentin Williams penetrating, all these guys penetrating for the Jets. You're going to see a lot of players from the Panthers penetrating on these inside runs, and there's really nothing for CEH to do anything right now. I mean, the running game is just not there. It's not there for the Chiefs. They're really dependent on the pass, and it really played into it with the Panthers game, and we'll get into that. I mean, because the Panthers basically duplicated what the Raiders did, and they were able to hold up on against the Chiefs. Now, the next thing we want to talk about is Mahomes' accuracy. I mean, Mahomes is 16th in the NFL in completion percentage. Like, we could say, yeah, I know it's 67%. You can say what you want to say, but he's he's about 16th, and you talk about you can throw downfield, all those type of things. Yeah, I understand that, but he is missing a lot of throws this year, right? He's not just the pinpoint accurate guy that we've always seen. So we see this throw to Tyreek Hill, right? We'll see this backside. He just completely misses Tyreek Hill here, right? Tyreek Hill's wide open. So I think we might see a little bit of this on Sunday too. I mean, if the Raiders do end up missing coverages, what's going to happen? Because Andy Reid's going to win, right? Andy Reid's going to win. You'll see on this one, he gets him isolated in the safety from the slot, but Mahomes misses it, right? So I think we're going to be expecting some things like this too. Mahomes is just going to miss. I mean, we saw that in the first game. I mean, Mahomes just misses. He's not as consistent with his accuracy this year as he was before, especially with the deep ball. It's hit and miss. But of course, since there's sometimes on some of these plays where the Panthers do the right coverage, is basically what the Chargers were doing, having the linebacker take the vertical, right? But sometimes you just get beat. It's the Chiefs, right? And then I think the Raiders have to understand that too. I mean, you got McCole Hardman making that catch, but the Chiefs are just going to beat you. At some point in time, the offense is going to do what it's going to do, and you can't get discouraged away from your game plan just because of it, because they will win. They're going to win. So it's like playing the Warriors. The Warriors are going to make some threes. Warriors are going to go on a run. You just
I
got to be
was
used to it.
just gonna say that.
Yeah, it's just like the Warriors. It's
That.
just like the Warriors, right? It's just like Klay Thompson. He might put 40 on you, but let's get to the nitty gritty here, right? The Raiders have to do the QB spy again. Like, it is, you have to do it. You cannot go away from this. I don't care what Paul Gunther. If you're listening, go watch this Panthers tape and watch how they did it. If you need some, if you need a little help to get creative, because watch this. You got Brian Burns here, right? So Brian Burns from the inside, right? So they send 3 with Brian Burns. He follows Patrick Mahomes. He goes right just a little bit. He's going around to the right, and then, well, his left, but he's going around right there, right, and forces an errant throw from Patrick Mahomes, right? Just because of the pressure, they win, get some wins, but he's not going outside. If he wanted to roll out, there's Brian Burns. He's going to be right on him, right? And then we see it again here with we'll see another incomplete pass and some pressure, right? We got 54. They're going to be sending 3. Same type of thing the Raiders did. QB spy, look, right? Boom. He steps up, attacks him, forces an incomplete pass, right? So the Raiders got to do the same game plan. It works. Like, this thing works. And sorry, that's 98, not 54. 54 is Shaq Thompson. But this thing works. This is like, it's on tape. And what did the Panthers do? The Panthers held them to 13 points for the longest. For a long, long period of time, the Panthers held them to 13 points. And, eventually they'll do their thing, right? And sometimes you got to put those points up to keep them down. But the Panthers duplicated the Raiders' game plan. They did it, and they got some better players. They got some. I'm not gonna the D line. They got Brian Burns. The D line's just a little bit more talented. I don't want to go too far there, but they had some other players that can move around and do the same things, right? And moving Brian Burns, that's pretty effective. He's a super athletic guy, 4'5". Patrick Mahomes tries to get out of the pocket,
super athletic, yeah.
Right? With Brian Burns is gonna catch him. You know what I'm saying? So they duplicated the Raiders' game plan. I mean, they duplicated other game plans too. I mean, the Chargers, like you saw the vertical, the Chargers did it on the break. If you go back to some of the preview that we did before the Chiefs game, BD showed where the Chargers were playing the verticals and how they were playing those crossers. And then, they had Shaq Thompson doing the same thing right there. So those things work against this team. And the Raiders cannot get away from that, from what works. They can't try to do some new thing to stop them or design them. Like, they put out, it's like they low key kind of put out a blueprint to how to stop Patrick Mahomes, which just sounds crazy. I know Paul Gunther needs to be fired and all that stuff, but they kind of did. They kind of put that out there. I just showed you. Team actually, they did it too, and the Mahomes and the Chiefs, they struggled to move the ball against the Panthers at the start of that game. It was not a struggle. But go ahead.
I will say one thing.
Yeah,
it's not Paul Gunther's game plan. It's actually Robert Saleh. I don't know how to say his last name. 49ers defense coordinator. He did that, man the backside, poached the safety, from the backside to the front side. Okay. He did that against them in the Super Bowl. And it wasn't until like the end of the game, when they had that miraculous comeback. So it slowed them down. But that's the 49ers defensive coordinator's game plan. That's the first time that I think people, at least to my knowledge, someone come on here and correct me, please, and let me know where that originated from. Yeah. Paul Gunther does not get the credit for it. He did it.
Okay, he did it. Okay.
He did it. And it worked. But yeah, it looks like other teams are also following suit. So it's interesting to see about that. It seems too simple that is going to always work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. It can't always work. Always work.
It plays to his tendencies, though, right? Because on the last play I showed, he started to move. The guy came, boom, errant throw.
Yeah. Right.
It plays to his tendency, because if you rush 3, he's not going to want to stay in there, because rushing 3 does to a quarterback, a good quarterback, like a great, and even in a really great one, you rush 3, he's not getting rid of that ball quick. It's just, you watch Tom Brady against 3-man coverage. Tom Brady's going to sit in there in that pocket. He's going to wait. He's going to try to make some movement. Any really great quarterback, you rush 3, he's going to take his time. And Patrick Mahomes could do the same thing. But the difference between him and Tom Brady is he's going to try to get out and try to create that way, because he knows if you're rushing 3 that you're probably dropping back in coverage. And I got it. In his mind, he's like, I got to create, because I can create lanes against this zone defense. Like, there's zones, there's going to be lanes in the zone. So if I get out and I create, I can create something, right? Because even if you go back to the previous Raiders game where he had that play over the middle where the tight end dropped it. I mean, that's him. That's his mindset against those type of zone coverages. It's like if I get out of the pocket and I can create, something's gonna open up against zone. It's just the way it is, right? So if they're
Yes.
dropping 3, something's gonna open up if I create. So
I think so I've actually been saying this, and people get upset with me, like they're like they want to fight me.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that Patrick Mahomes is not the most accurate quarterback. I think that once he gets that accuracy down, he's throwing for like 60 touchdowns a year. Okay, but the thing is, it is like the Warriors in that they are trying to go for the deep shot over and over and over again, and they're like, one of these is going to drop, right?
Yeah.
Like screw completion percentage.
Yeah.
Like we'll try this 4 times. We just need to go drop 1 time for like a 25-yard gain. Like we're just gonna play the odds here a little bit,
Yeah.
right? So it's definitely it puts a lot of stress on defenses, and yeah, it would be like, oh yeah, we gotta Patrick Mahomes missed this one, or the defense got a pass breakup, but then on the third one it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
So I think that plays into the accuracy is like the amount of deep shots that they take. Plus, he's always throwing off platform, and so I really think that Patrick Mahomes has so much that he can improve on, and he's already like one of the best quarterbacks, like top 2 quarterback in the game right now,
dude.
right?
It's scary.
Right, but he has so much that he could still continue to improve on. Hopefully, we see, or at least when the Raiders play him, they're able to take advantage of those tendencies. The offensive line is banged up. It's Martinez Rankin, right, who's going to start at right tackle for him. So this offensive line is not good. Patrick Mahomes does not trust them. He's bailing as soon as any hint of pressure. He's not doing like that straightforward quarterback thing where you step up into the pocket. He's escaping out the back of the pocket, doing stuff that probably not fundamentally sound, and he gets away with it enough because of the arm talent is crazy, and he makes spectacular plays. But how many turnover-worthy throws did he have against the Raiders? And every week we see this. It's like the craziest thing that he only – how many interceptions does he have? He only has 1 interception, and he's like he has like one of the highest rates of turnover-worthy throws in the NFL right now, right? Where it's just like no one can catch them. It's so weird.
I don't get it either. Everybody drops his picks, man.
Everyone drops his picks. They always drop his picks. It's so weird. But yeah, he has a lot of turnover-worthy throws, and I think that the offensive line being banged up is having something to do with it. So hopefully, we see another 5 interceptions this go around. 4 interceptions.
We're not playing Drew Lock this week, bro. There's no Drew Lock this week. There's no Drew Lock.
Yeah, but yeah, it's an enigma. It's weird. It's weird to see, for how good they are, and then just like all these like stretches of like not great film on offense, but then it's like offensive explosions, so it covers up for some of their inconsistencies.
Yeah, I don't think they're as good as offense as they were the last 2 years. I think they're I mean, it's still a really good offense. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I mean, still could put a lot of points on you, but I think they're missing a lot of opportunities. The running game is really not there right now. They don't have a run game. They really don't depend on it. So
no run game.
It's
I remember charting that week 5 matchup, and it's just like pass. Like they're not even trying.
But Andy Reid hasn't tried to run the ball since year 2000. He's ahead of time. He was doing this 60-40 thing like back then. He didn't have a running back. Yeah, Brian Westbrook. He just caught passes. So
yeah. Right.
This is Andy Reid, bro. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. He's passing. He's not running the football.
Edwards-Helaire is out.
Okay.
Is he? I thought I saw that.
I did not. Hold on. Let me check that.
Because I mean, if it is, then it's Le'Veon Bell, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think that the difference between, obviously there's lots of differences between Edwards-Helaire and Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
But Le'Veon Bell is a fantastic pass protector. Okay. He's, not like one of the best, but he's like probably top 10 running backs in pass protection. So that could play a factor in the game. Obviously, we all know Le'Veon Bell can really catch the ball out of the backfield. I think their ideal situation was that they would just have like a package of plays for him, and he wouldn't have to like come in and learn the entire offense. But if Edwards-Helaire is out, which I thought I read
He's
somewhere.
not. He's at practice today. I just looked.
Oh, he was at practice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that's a different. Obviously, that's an addition to the team since the Raiders saw them last week, and he's been, I guess, like eased into the rotation so far. So we'll see what contributions Le'Veon Bell has, but I like Le'Veon Bell better, just from a pure, talent standpoint than Edwards-Helaire. The young guy just has some fresh legs right now, but Le'Veon Bell's resume speaks for itself. So that could be a factor in the game, depending on how well he's picked up the offense. So we'll see about that.
Yeah. I mean, Le'Veon Bell hasn't been doing too much since he's been back. No. Not really. I mean, he's catching passes and stuff like that, but it's nothing crazy. This is saying that the run game is not even really there. So it's like there's something the Raiders shouldn't focus on. If they run for 200 yards and they lose, I mean, just take the L to me. That's kind of my thing. It's like, I don't think that's going to happen. They're not even going to try to do.
Yeah. But even if the run, like, if they have like 3 runs for like 90 yards, they would still abandon the run and start passing.
So,
they would not. No, it doesn't. So it doesn't matter. You're right. They're not going to stick with the run.
They fooled everybody week 1 with that vanilla offense they ran with, I guess, Texans on that Thursday night.
Yeah.
Little preseason game offense they ran running the football. They haven't done that since, bro. They haven't.
No.
You put it Clyde's name in NFL Game Pass is like 3 plays every week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Exactly. So going back to what you're saying about how the offense. Well, actually, so the spy. Okay. Last time, week 5, they used Arden Key a lot. They used Max Crosby a lot as the spy. Since the Buccaneers game, they've used a lot of dime defense, so 3 defensive linemen in the game, 2 linebackers, and then 6 DBs, okay? And they're using John Abram as one of, like, the guy who spies the quarterback.
Okay.
Obviously, his status is up in the air, okay, which would be a huge blow because it gives him a lot of flexibility.
They've had positive tests all week, though, so.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah. Negative test, you mean? Negative test, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Okay. Scaring me, bro. Come on now. Don't be saying that. No, but that's how I think we'll see Abram being able to spy Patrick Mahomes. So that'll be a fun one because his explosiveness and everything like that. Like, yeah, Brian Burns is explosive, but we're talking about a DB being able to shadow Mahomes a little bit. So that's even more speed on that level. And then going back to what you're saying about how you don't think that the Chiefs' offense has been as good as it has been the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. When they were in the Super Bowl that year, that offensive line was playing like gangbusters last year, right? Like This was a fantastic offensive line. And then this year, it's been like the opposite of true, right? So I think that's really the biggest thing. This offensive line is not looking good. They're banged up. They're hurt, whatever it is right now. They're missing starters. So now it's time for the Raiders, defensive line. Like, we're going to see what they can do this week. But they did pretty good last time around. And now they're missing Mitchell Schwartz. So, yeah.
I don't. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting game, man. I really can't wait, because especially just the build up of it. That the Chiefs are just so mad, and they've got everybody talking about it. It's like it's all over. It's on First Take. It's on the whatever Undisputed. Every single show.
It's everywhere.
Everywhere. It's victory lap thing that they keep bringing up, and it's just this game is just so much build up. So and you wonder if the Raiders are gonna come, because the Raiders are a more physical team. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it. You keep it 100% real. Let's keep
both
it real.
sides of the ball. Yeah,
on both sides of the ball, they are the more physical team. They're a power run team at this point. I mean, they don't do as much outside zone as they usually do. Because Trent Brown's out. I mean, Colton Miller's coming back this week, but even with Brandon Parker, maybe they do more outside zone this week. I don't know, but mostly what they've been doing, they've been pulling, pin pull sweeps, power leads, power O's. every gap concept you could think has been the majority the past couple weeks. And with Jacobs playing better with power, I mean, somebody's gonna get punched in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, the Raiders are the more physical team. The Chiefs are a more finesse team, and it is what it is. That's what they are. They're you pass the football a lot, you're a finesse team. So they're more it's of that type of matchup too. So or the Chiefs could be able to handle the physicality of the Raiders, and that's going to be something to see too.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see, man. All right, BD. Any last thoughts, man? We'll get out of
That's
here.
it. That's it, man. Said my piece. I don't want to say too much now. I'm just gonna sit back. I'm glad it's Sunday Night Football because I live on the East Coast, so I don't have to pirate the Raiders game.
Oh, okay.
I've actually found a really good app for this. Flawless. Yeah, it works. I'll text it to you afterwards.
I got a good one too, bro. I got a good one too.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a good one too. Yeah. All right, guys. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hope you enjoyed the episode. It's our, we always do the preview. We'll back with the review. Hopefully it's after a win. The Raiders, with the big boost. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they won't lead the division. Who knows if the Chiefs lose another game, even if they lose to the Raiders twice. But still, it'd be interesting if the Raiders, if they win this game. I don't know how many more games they lose with the confidence, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But make sure you hit the subscribe button. Follow BD Williams at BD Williams 18. Follow the Mark John NFL. That's me, Marcus Johnson. Check us out on Twitter. Check us out here on YouTube. Like I said, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate all you guys. All right. See you later.
Later.